I definitely read this by Lee Rogers over at Rogue Government. He's been on top of. Give major props to him. He's all over Alex Jones, and Alex Jones kissing ass on these National Council for National Policy scumbags. Says earlier this week, Alex Jones conducted an interview with Phyllis, I guess it's Schlafly. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, but a woman who for decades has been a high-level operative with the Republican Party. Hey, wait a minute. With the Republican Party? Alex Jones campaigns for Rand Paul, Ron Paul, Deborah Medina. These are all Republicans. Wow. For a period of time, she was affiliated with the phony world government opposition group, the John Birch Society, and has been a high-level member of the secretive and powerful religious and political-based group, the Council for National Policy. She is also a dame of Malta, and is even believed by many researchers to be a member of the much-discussed and debated Merovingian bloodline. And in the late 1960s, she was found the Eagle Forum, a phony right-wing-based political group that has for years served as a controlled opposition organization to the feminist movement. What's really interesting about the interview is that Jones did not direct one single question regarding the Council for National Policy, the John Birch Society, or her affiliation with Knights of Malta. There's yet again more proof that Alex Fake Patriot Jones is nothing more than a controlled opposition figurehead for the world government controllers. All three of these organizations are highly suspect and have major links back to people and groups whose goal is to enslave humanity and further the global government agenda. Maybe it's time to reach into your pockets and send Alex Jones some more money. What makes all of this even more ridiculous is that Charlotte Iserbyt, the former Assistant Secretary of Education in the Reagan administration, who for many years was a close associate of Schlafly, was interviewed by Jones a little over a week earlier, stating accurately that the Council for National Policy is a group pushing along the globalist agenda. Iserbyt even alluded to the notion that Schlafly was not on the side of those who are seeking individual freedom. Even though Iserbyt is suspect considering her own ties, the Council for National Policy members, including Schlafly and her father being a member of Skull and Bones, a good deal of what she said about the Council for National Policy in the Jones interview was correct. But when Jones gets a high-level Council for National Policy member like Schlafly on the show, he doesn't even bother to bring up what is obviously important information that implicates her as being a part of the establishment that is pushing ahead the world government agenda. Even worse is that the fake patriot actually referred to Schlafly as an iconic figure at the end of the interview, showing his extreme bias. Yet, again, more proof that Jones is nothing more than a bought and paid-for propagandist that cares nothing about truth and only establishing closer ties with powerful insiders in the so-called right wing. After all, it's better for his bank account not to speak negatively about someone like Schlafly than it is to fully tell the truth about the Council for National Policy or some other organization she is known to have been associated with, like the Knights of Malta. Fake Patriot Jones, I hear, has a glass-bottom boat. He also has a pretty nice mansion. He likes his SUVs. And he enjoys all the fucking money he blows through that he gets suckering people with money bombs. All to keep him distracted, walking around in circles, participating in the fucking scam and voting Republican. The Council for National Policy was financed by the deranged cult leader Sun Moon, the Hunt Oil family, the Coors family, and a myriad of other wealthy and powerful figures associated with the Republican Party. This group meets 3 times a year in secret, and they have vetted presidential candidates such as George W. Bush and John McCain prior to each of them eventually going on to receive the Republican Party nomination. Jones, to our knowledge, has thus far refused to mention any of this information on his show, besides the Hunt oil family connection. When Jones mentioned this, he acted as if the Hunt oil family had good intentions, which is completely ridiculous considering the family's ties back to characters associated with the JFK assassination and even the eugenics movement. For somebody who runs a multi-million-dollar operation that has numerous writers, video editors, and researchers, it is absolutely ridiculous that he has not come across this information about these and other stooges who have helped form and finance the Council for National Policy. Jones claims he's going to have her back on for a longer interview. Should be interesting to see what kind of questions he has. But considering his track record of giving softball interviews to people who have been members of the Council for National Policy or have close associations with him, like Larry Pratt, Paul Craig Roberts, Jerome Corsi, Stan Monteith, Joel Skousen, among others, it's most likely that he will kiss Sly's ass like he did in the recent interview. Look at some of those old softball interviews he did with Pat Buchanan, a high-profile Nixon administration operative and media propagandist that was trained by the Jesuits. There seriously needs to be a boycott of the Jones Show and this bogus operation that is now getting major support from the corporate media. It's obvious that his job as a gatekeeper is to rope people who no longer believe in mainstream consensus reality to jump back into another mental box that he controls. He is indeed becoming this generation's version of Rush Limbaugh, and he needs to be exposed as a fraud.
Operation Gladiator!